Welcome to Daily Review, your daily dose of literary exploration. We dive into books that spark curiosity and ignite growth. While our passion often leads us to nonfiction reads that empower and improve your life, no book is off limits.
Exactly. From gripping thrillers to insightful memoirs and compelling fiction to historical accounts, we're here to share and discuss all the interesting reads we discover.
Tune in for your next great book idea. Today, we're embarking on a fascinating journey through the pages of Unfinished, a memoir by Priyanka Chopra Jonas. You've shared this incredible personal story with us, and our mission, as always, is to distill the key insights, the surprising facts, and the profound wisdom from her life that can truly resonate with all of us. As we unpack this remarkable book, we'll guide you through the narrative, highlighting the intriguing moments, and offer deeper context and universal takeaways.
Sounds great.
Get ready to dive into the experiences that shaped a global icon, from her nomadic childhood to her meteoric rise in entertainment and her impactful advocacy work.
It's an absolute pleasure to step into the world of Unfinished. What immediately strikes you about Priyanka's narrative, right from the opening pages, is this consistent, pervasive theme of duality, of being a blend.
Right.
This isn't just a superficial detail or a passing mention. It truly is foundational to her identity, defining her outlook and approach to life.
That's a powerful way she frames it, suggesting this blend isn't just about identity, but a practical advantage in her global career. She herself describes her identity as a blend of traditional and modern East and West.
Yeah.
What's fascinating is that this wasn't some calculated, pre-planned upbringing. Instead, it was a collection of almost contrasting influences that, rather than creating conflict, truly shaped who she is today. Think about her parents. Her dad, he was steeped in the melodies of Muhammad Rafi and Lata Mangeshkar, loved road trips, and reveled in street food culture.
Classic, yeah.
And then her mom, she was drawn to Elvis and the Doors, had a soft spot for London's theater scene, appreciated art, and enjoyed the vibrancy of nightlife. It's like two entirely different cultural worlds, two distinct philosophical approaches, somehow converged and thrived within a single household.
And that's precisely where the profound insight lies. These seemingly disparate influences didn't result in an internal struggle or a sense of being torn between two worlds. Instead, they became her core identity, a wellspring of strength.
Right.
Priyanka explicitly states that this cultural mashup invigorates her, infusing her with energy and curiosity, and is absolutely central to her global mindset. It's about seeing the beauty and value in different perspectives, about holding multiple truths simultaneously.
That makes sense.
This flexibility is evident in her life today, as she calls both bustling Mumbai and expansive Los Angeles home, moving effortlessly and comfortably across India, America, and many other countries for her work. This remarkable adaptability, born from such diverse, integrated influences, profoundly shaped her worldview. She genuinely believes, and her life certainly reflects this, that we can all learn from one another, a philosophy that opens doors rather than closes them.
And that belief, that inherent openness and respect for diverse perspectives, definitely seems to have been cultivated right from her earliest days, stemming directly from her family. Her parents, both doctors serving in the Indian Army, laid down an incredible foundation for her.
Absolutely.
They fostered an environment steeped in independence, a strong sense of equality, and a deep-seated inclusivity. This isn't just a vague claim. The memoir provides so many rich details that really flesh this out.
Yeah, the details are great.
For instance, her mother's parents were also deeply rooted in medicine, one a doctor, the other a nursing student. And her paternal grandfather, whom she affectionately called Pataji, was a subedar in the army.
Right, a subedar.
For those unfamiliar, a subedar is a senior non-commissioned officer, a highly respected and significant rank in the Indian Army. He fought with distinction in Burma and the Congo with UN forces, later even starting his own military supply business.
Yeah.
Quite a family history there.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
If we connect this to the broader picture of their influence, their relationship itself was a masterclass in partnership and mutual respect, which is a powerful model for any child. Priyanka describes their marriage as fairy tale perfect. Now, this wasn't about being without challenges, as no relationship is, but rather in its unwavering mutual respect, shared purpose, and absolute commitment to each other. They had a strict, unwritten rule. They never fought or argued in front of us, meaning Priyanka and her brother.
That's quite something.
This wasn't merely about maintaining appearances. It spoke to the fundamental equality they shared in every aspect of their lives, their home, their demanding careers, their family decisions, and even their shared goals in providing medical care for the needy.
So real partners?
Exactly. They were both ambitious individuals, and crucially, they respected that ambition in each other. For a young Priyanka, witnessing this implicit lesson on partnership, shared ambition, and mutual respect would have been profoundly impactful, teaching her about balanced relationships from a very early age.
And it wasn't just about the dynamic between her parents, but how they extended that respect and consideration to her. She says she was never treated as merely a child, but always as a person.
That's huge.
Imagine that, being given that level of agency and respect from such a young age. Her mom, for instance, would treat her like a young adult, even letting her drive an open Jeep, a vivid memory she shares.
Ah, an open Jeep. Love that.
And there's that wonderfully sweet and symbolic detail about the Monaco biscuits. During family gatherings, her mom would make special hors d'oeuvres just for her salted crackers with cheese and either ketchup or hot sauce. A simple but heartfelt gesture.
Ah,
It really symbolizes that spirit of inclusivity, making her feel truly seen, valued, and an integral part of everything happening around her, rather than just an afterthought.
this deep sense of belonging fostered at home, however, sharply contrasted with some harsh realities she encountered outside. This raises an important question. Despite such a nurturing and respectful home environment, Priyanka still faced a jarring societal devaluation of girls.
Right, that's a tough contrast.
She learned about babies being abandoned simply for being girls, a deeply disturbing reality that she found strange and upsetting. Her own paternal grandmother even recounted to her how, when Priyanka was born, people would congratulate the family, but then add the disheartening phrase, "But it's just a girl, maybe next time."
Oh, wow. That's heavy.
It is. This is a powerful illustration of how deeply rooted cultural messages can affect self-perception and a person's sense of worth, even when they're fortunate enough to be treasured and celebrated by their immediate family. It speaks to the pervasive nature of certain societal biases that exist independently of individual family values.
And it wasn't just abstract societal norms. It really hit home for her personally, especially concerning her skin tone. She recalls being called Kalali, which means black, by her paternal uncle as a joke.
As a joke. Oof.
But because of the immense, almost obsessive premium placed on light skin in Indian society, a preference often reinforced by media and cultural narratives, it certainly didn't feel like a joke to her.
Can only imagine.
This ingrained beauty standard affected her so much that she even admitted to trying homemade fairness creams when she was just 13. That's a truly painful reminder of how pervasive and damaging these external beauty standards can be, deeply influencing self-perception during those highly formative years.
Indeed. It highlights that internal conflict that arises when external societal values clash with personal experience, particularly during such sensitive, formative years. Moving from these deeply personal and challenging experiences, it's worth noting that her parents' careers in the Army also meant frequent moves, a constant state of relocation.
Right, the nomadic aspect.
This fostered what she calls a truly nomadic lifestyle from a very young age, and undeniably instilled in her an early, almost instinctual urge for exploration and discovery.
Yes, her nomadic childhood is absolutely central to her story. Her parents typically received 2 months of annual leave, and they made the most of it. They'd spend a couple of weeks with each set of grandparents every summer, and then venture up to the stunning Himalayan hill stations like Leh.
Sounds amazing.
She vividly recalls exploring army barracks, which became her personal playgrounds, and searching for ancient Buddhist stupas. She writes, and this is a powerful statement from a child, "I was always out exploring, looking for adventure, trying to uncover something new.
Wow.
My urge was to do something that hadn't been done before, to discover something that no one had found yet. I always wanted to be first." That aspiration, that drive to be a pioneer was clearly sown very, very early.
That sentiment, "I always wanted to be first," isn't just a childish dream. It's a significant seed for her future ambition, directly shaping her relentless drive for pioneering new paths later in life, whether in Bollywood or Hollywood. It's fascinating how these early experiences, seemingly innocent childhood adventures, directly shaped that core drive. She also remembers how national events, such as the assassination of former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, impacted their personal safety and perceptions, showing how deeply these larger societal shifts imprinted on her sense of security and the world around her.
Right, those big events really stick with you as a kid.
Exactly. Years later, when she returned to Leh in 2004 for filming, she observed that the hills that had felt massive and imposing as a child now seemed smaller, and the familiar barracks had burned down a subtle yet poignant reflection on the tricks of memory and the inevitable changes that time brings to even the most vivid childhood landscapes. It's a moment of quiet introspection in her memoir.
That's a poignant observation, how time can reshape our memories of places. Now, speaking of formative experiences and profound changes, let's talk about a truly pivotal moment that thrust her into early independence. Being sent to boarding school at the remarkably tender age of 7.
7. That's incredibly young.
She genuinely believed it was just a short tour, not a permanent stay without her family. What an overwhelming shock that must have been.
This was undeniably a deeply emotional and traumatic experience for her. She vividly recalls crying incessantly, experiencing immense difficulty adjusting to the stark new environment, and her mom also crying during those heart-wrenching departures.
Oh, awful.
Her coping mechanisms were quite heartbreaking to read about. She would hide comforting items under her pillow and even resorted to trying to pretend to be sick by stealing onions from the kitchen to put under her armpits.
Onions? Really?
Yeah, hoping to raise her body temperature and get a fever, all just to elicit some attention and care from the school nurse.
Onions under the armpits. That's a classic, desperate childhood trick, though it sounds like it mostly just made her smell distinctively like onions.
Oh, probably.
But despite that initial pain and the emotional toll, it's clear this early forced separation contributed significantly to building her resilience and adaptability later in life. She eventually did adjust, with the principal wisely allowing more visits. And she even found a sense of pride in showing her mom her own little space within the school dorm. This experience, though difficult, certainly forged an inner toughness.
Precisely. This painful initial step toward independence inadvertently built a strong internal foundation for handling future challenges and changes, a kind of self-reliance forged in adversity.
Yeah.
This theme of making major life decisions for herself begins much earlier than one might typically expect. A few years later, a visit to her aunt in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, sparked a profound, almost instantaneous desire for American high school and a new level of personal autonomy.
That part of the book is amazing. She recounts being initially disappointed with real America compared to the glossy version she'd seen on TV.
Right, the TV version is always different.
But then her aunt Karen Mather, a computer engineer, took her to John F. Kennedy High School for a visit. Priyanka was utterly blown away. She describes the sheer size of the buildings, the gleaming sports trophies displayed everywhere, and then the shocking revelation: no uniforms.
The freedom.
Kids could dress however they wanted, girls could wear makeup and have their hair down, a level of freedom she hadn't imagined. She says in this quote is so telling, decision made. It was that instant, a moment of profound clarity.
Wow. What's truly crucial here is her mother's incredibly thoughtful and progressive approach to this momentous decision. She meticulously ensured it was Priyanka's true desire, not just a passing fancy or something she felt pressured into.
That's good parenting.
Totally. She didn't exert any undue influence and only consulted Priyanka's father after Priyanka herself had expressed her conviction. Priyanka explicitly states, "It was the first time I was given primary responsibility for a major decision about my life."
Huge moment.
This early exposure to making such a significant personal choice and bearing the weight of it deeply shaped her decision-making process in later career choices, allowing her to truly trust her own judgment and instincts. It's a powerful lesson in fostering autonomy.
And her American schooling continued to be quite an adventure, transforming her into a true American teenage nomad. She moved from Cedar Rapids to Indianapolis when her Mossy, her maternal aunt, changed jobs. There, she experienced distinctly American things like shoveling a snowy driveway, discovering the magic of Hot Pockets, a revelation for her taste buds, and even a classic teenage crush on a hot boy named Seth.
Hot Pockets and Hot Boys. Very American teenager.
Totally.
Then, in another significant move, she transitioned from Indianapolis to the vibrant energy of New York City, specifically living in Queens with her maternal uncle Vimal Mamu and Vimla Mami.
Queens, okay? Big change again.
This was a truly transformative experience because Queens, as she describes, was completely multilingual and multicultural. She recalls everyone literally being from somewhere else, which made blending in feel effortless and gave her a powerful sense of ease, of belonging that I hadn't realized I'd been missing so much.
That's wonderful.
It was a place where diversity was the norm, not the exception.
She certainly embraced the culture there. She discovered hip-hop, the raw, compelling sounds of Tupac and Biggie, and the everyday wonders of laundromats and huge, delicious pizzas.
Decent tools.
Exactly. She describes Queens as almost like a global India, meeting people from China, Australia, Haiti, France, and countless other places just by walking out her front door. This really challenged her previous perceptions and broadened her worldview, making her realize that America doesn't look like any one person, doesn't look like any one character in a made-up story.
That's a profound realization.
It taught her that identity in America was fluid and multifaceted.
What truly stands out for me in this period, illustrating her adventurous spirit, is the Metropolitan Museum of Art anecdote.
Oh yeah, the Met story.
She was so completely captivated by Van Gogh's iconic The Starry Night that she impulsively reached out and touched it, a move that quickly led to her getting kicked out.
You can't do that.
Nope. While mortified and embarrassed at the time, she admits she was also secretly exhilarated, thinking to herself, what a story. It perfectly reflects that underlying adventurous spirit and willingness to push boundaries, even unintentionally.
Oh, and speaking of unforgettable stories from her American years,
Yeah.
we absolutely cannot forget the legendary Bob in the Closet incident from her time in Indianapolis.
Oh my goodness, yes, Bob in the closet.
She was hiding her boyfriend, Bob, in her closet when her aunt arrived home unexpectedly. Her aunt, clearly suspicious, demanded, "Open your closet."
The classic line.
Priyanka, scrambling for an excuse, tried to stall but eventually had to open it, revealing the boy. The pandemonium that ensued involved her aunt immediately calling her mom in the middle of the night, back in India.
Oh no.
And her mom, half asleep and pragmatic as ever, didn't chastise her for having a boy, but simply asked, "Why did you have to get caught?"
That's amazing. So pragmatic.
It's a hilarious yet telling moment about her mom's approach to teenage rebellion.
That incident, with its comedic undertones but serious repercussions, led to her being sent back to New York, or more accurately, Newton, Massachusetts, for her final high school stop.
Newton, okay.
And this particular period brought a painful experience with bullying that truly tested her burgeoning resilience. While Newton North High School had a slightly more ethnic and socioeconomic mix than Cedar Rapids or Indianapolis, it was noticeably less diverse than the melting pot of Queens.
Right, so a different dynamic again.
Yeah.
Yes, she describes how she'd leave the house in what her parents considered normal clothes, but then strategically change into tighter, shorter skirts and heels, thick coats of lipstick and mascara in the school bathroom,
The bathroom transformation.
effectively using her locker as her new closet.
Yeah.
She was academically ambitious, aiming to be an aeronautical engineer or a criminal psychologist, heavily influenced by her uncle, who pragmatically advised her, "Science is a good thing. All Indians do it."
Interesting advice.
A bit stereotypical, perhaps, but maybe well-intentioned.
Maybe. Despite her efforts to fit in and excel, she unfortunately became a target for a clique led by a girl named Jenny, who systematically tried to isolate Priyanka and her friends, Camille, Luba, and Foro, attempting to create their own cool and superior club.
High school clique.
Yeah. Priyanka notes with dismay that there was no school policy or any real repercussions for the offenders, leaving her to endure pain, confusion, and complete emotional exhaustion in silence.
That's awful.
It's a stark reminder of how unprepared many school systems were, and sometimes still are, to handle bullying effectively.
It sounds incredibly tough, a truly isolating experience. She felt a profound sense of failure, with her belongings still symbolically left inside the locker on her last day, feeling like she'd fundamentally failed in this new place.
That's heartbreaking.
But her parents' response to this crisis was immediate and incredibly supportive. Her mom and brother were on the very next plane, flying from India to be with her and offer comfort.
Wow, that's dedication. This highlights the absolutely critical role her parents played in her ability to recover and rebuild. They didn't just rush in to rescue her. They slowly and patiently helped to rebuild her lost confidence, with her mom even present on her very last day at Newton North High School, a quiet act of solidarity. It's a powerful testament to the enduring power of family support in overcoming adversity, especially when one's self-esteem has been shattered.
Absolutely.
Despite the pain and challenges, she expresses enduring gratitude for the exposure to new people and cultures, acknowledging how the U.S. brought her closer to her aunts, uncles, and cousins, and fundamentally opened up a new universe of people from different countries and cultures.
Yeah.
It's this broad, empathetic perspective that she carries forward, a true blend of all her experiences, good and bad.
And what a journey it was. After those intensely transformative years in America, her return to India completely reshaped her teenage life in unexpected ways. She had left as a gawky, almost 13-year-old tomboy and returned as a womanly 16-year-old, so much so that her dad barely recognized her at the airport.
Huh. That's quite the
Which is
transformation.
a fantastic image of adolescent transformation.
This physical and emotional transformation, combined with her American experiences, created an interesting cultural shock reversal for her. She returned to Indian schools with their strict uniforms, formal teacher-pupil relations, and a generally quieter, more disciplined atmosphere.
Right.
This contrasted sharply with her newly adopted westernized style tight jeans, a fitted t-shirt, hoop earrings, and, as she playfully put it, some serious swag.
Serious swag. Love it.
Her experiences in America truly gave her a unique lens through which to view the freedoms and expectations back home in India, allowing her to appreciate aspects she might have taken for granted before.
She certainly had to play academic catch-up, getting tutored intensely in chemistry, math, and physics. But what's truly fascinating is the newfound dating freedom she experienced back in India.
Oh, really? How so?
Unlike the sneaking around she had to do in the States, she could date openly at friends' parties and with crushes. She writes, "I relished the freedom and the feeling of being treated more like an adult."
Ah, interesting. A complete flip from the Bob in the closet situation.
Exactly. It must have been liberating after the Bob in the Closet drama.
This period truly marked a significant shift in her understanding of self and freedom, embracing a new social landscape. And this brings us to a seemingly small local beauty contest that, perhaps unexpectedly, became a pivotal stepping stone in her self-discovery and a surprising reinvention. The May Queen Ball in Bareilly.
Right, the May Queen. She initially dismissed the idea of competing for a beauty title, given her tomboy background. But Mrs. Shingle, who was on the judges panel for the ball at their familiar Bareilly club, actively encouraged her.
Right.
She told Priyanka, "There's a good chance you can win," and then challenged her with a powerful question. What's the worst thing that could happen if you enter and don't win?
Good question. Low stakes, high potential reward.
Exactly. Her father was completely at ease with the idea, even excited for her, understanding how much genuine joy she derived from winning things like debates, elocutions, dance, and singing competitions. His support was pivotal.
The win, being crowned May Queen, was far more than just a local trophy. It represented a crucial internal shift. She notes that the fake-it-till-you-make-it confidence she'd been projecting and trying to embody was somehow, through this experience, transformed into the real thing.
Right.
This victory, though small in the grand scheme of her life, profoundly reinforced her dad's deeply ingrained belief that she could continually reinvent herself in new places and situations. It crystallized her understanding that confidence isn't a permanent, fixed state, but a dynamic skill to be continually worked on, requiring digging deep for courage, establishing and reestablishing my confidence over and over again.
That's a great takeaway. Confidence is a skill.
It is. This is a profound insight applicable to any challenge, reminding us that resilience is an active process.
And it was just the beginning, a mere prelude to what was to come. The memoir then vividly details her completely unexpected entry into the Miss India pageant, an event secretly orchestrated by her incredibly enterprising mother and her 10-year-old brother, Siddharth.
Her 10-year-old brother and her mom. Wow.
They sent in her pictures without her knowledge. Priyanka, in her youthful exuberance, initially thought the pageant organizers must have known her from her May Queen win, humorously exclaiming, "Oh my God, Mom, I'm so popular in Bareilly."
That's adorable and naive.
It highlights her charming naivete at the time.
Her initial insecurity upon arriving at the Ashoka Hotel in Delhi for the preliminary rounds was palpable. She described seeing all these impossibly tall, gorgeous girls, a moment that made her immediately want to go home, overwhelmed by self-doubt.
Understandable.
Her mom, ever pragmatic, quickly responded to her daughter's distress with a practical solution. Let's go shopping, to upgrade her outfit to something more sophisticated and confidence-boosting.
Mom to the rescue again.
Always. During the preliminary session, she was even asked if she was American due to her lingering accent from her U.S. years, a subtle reminder of her blended identity.
The swimsuit round, in particular, was incredibly uncomfortable for her. As a self-described tomboy, she was self-conscious about her body, which bore scars, stretch marks, and dry skin. She felt vulnerable and exposed.
Oh, that's tough in a pageant setting.
But once again, her mom offered simple yet incredibly powerful advice. You wear a bathing suit all the time, on your swim team at school. It didn't matter then, so why does it matter now?
Brilliant reframing.
This straightforward reframing helped her let discomfort go, allowing her to push past her self-consciousness and embrace the moment.
It's a powerful lesson in reframing self-perception, separating external gaze from internal self-worth. She also notes how the dusky complex, that deeply ingrained preference for lighter skin, resurfaced when she saw Miss Chandigarh, a distinctly light-skinned girl, reinforcing her own insecurity about being dark, dusky, despite being called Kali as a joke as a child.
Oof, that complex is so persistent.
It demonstrates how deeply embedded and persistent these beauty standards were, even for someone who had already overcome so much. What truly speaks to her burgeoning confidence, though, was her audacious move after the preliminary Q&A.
What did she do?
She walked up to Pradeep Guha, the national director of Femina Miss India, and brazenly asked for his number, citing her upcoming board exams as an excuse.
No way. That takes guts.
Right. He was so taken aback by her audacity that he laughed and actually gave it to her.
Talking about seizing an opportunity with both hands. She made the cut and traveled to Mumbai for a grueling month-long training period. Behind the scenes, she lived with her cousin Neela Masi and her family in a small, two-bedroom apartment in the suburbs.
Oh, wow. Not glamorous.
Which meant almost a 2-hour commute each way, every single day, to the training which started promptly at 7 a.m. That kind of dedication speaks volumes.
That is indeed true dedication, pushing through physical and logistical challenges. Her mindset during this intensive training period, which included yoga, gym sessions, and mandatory cocktail parties and dinners, was particularly telling.
Oh, so?
She never considered herself the most beautiful or conventionally perfect candidate among the women. Instead, she understood that her greatest asset, her unique advantage, was her confidence, as long as she avoided comparing herself to the other girls.
Smart approach. Focus on your own game.
Exactly. And ultimately, this unique blend of self-awareness, sheer dedication, and audacious confidence led to her dazed disbelief when she was crowned Miss India World.
And it was a truly historic moment for India. That same evening, Laura Dutta was crowned Miss India Universe and Dia Mirza Miss India Asia Pacific.
Right. The trifecta.
All three of them would astonishingly go on to win their respective international pageants that very year, a feat that, as the memoir notes, is the only time it has ever happened in India's history.
Incredible. A real queen-maker trio making global history. Yes, a remarkable coincidence that blossomed into a truly historic milestone for India on the global stage. But even amidst the sheer ecstasy of winning Miss World, her mother's immediate, incredibly grounded reaction speaks volumes about their relationship and the pragmatic nature of her upbringing.
It's my absolute favorite part of the win.
Yeah.
She was ecstatic and completely dazed, standing there desperately trying to keep her strapless gown from sliding down due to sheer perspiration.
The reality behind the glamour.
And her mother's first words to her, uttered with a completely straight face, were, "What will happen to your studies now?"
No, seriously.
Priyanka still playfully teases her mom about this reaction to this very day.
That is priceless. This moment perfectly encapsulates the constant balance between incredible, almost surreal highs and the unwavering tether to practical realities that has defined Priyanka's life. Even at the pinnacle of international recognition, her family kept her firmly grounded in her core values and responsibilities, reminding her that life and learning continues beyond the spotlight.
Absolutely.
She was then honorably granted the Continental Queen of Asia and Oceania trophy, and in a gesture of deep gratitude, personally gave her beautiful glass globe trophy to Pradeep Guha, the national director who had given her that fateful chance.
Rose touch.
Her new living arrangements instantly transformed, shifting from a small suburban apartment to a presidential suite at Grosvenor House, complete with an assigned chaperone, a complete and sudden departure from her previous life.
It's that blend again, the stratospheric rise, meeting the down-to-earth reality of accountability and continued growth. Now, after reaching the top of the world and establishing herself as a global beauty queen, a new, unforeseen path emerged. Post-pageant, she faced a crucial fork in the road. Choose between continuing her academics, pursuing her ambition of being an engineer or a criminal psychologist, or taking a leap into the glittering yet unpredictable entertainment industry.
That's a huge crossroads. This profound dilemma was ultimately guided by her father's profoundly influential and remarkably insightful advice.
What did he say?
He told her, "Maybe you can look at this as an opportunity rather than a choice, Mimi. Try the acting for a year and a half. I don't want you to ever have a what-if in your life."
Wow, no what-ifs. That's powerful advice.
Isn't it? This statement highlights the incredible support, foresight, and deep belief her family had in her potential, fundamentally influencing her willingness to take calculated risks and explore unconventional paths without the burden of regret. It's a powerful lesson in supporting children's nascent dreams.
And it wasn't just advice or emotional support. It came with an immense, truly heartwarming family sacrifice. Her parents, both respected doctors, made the extraordinary decision to close their hospital in Bareilly and relocate their entire lives to Mumbai to support her nascent career.
They closed their hospital. That's massive.
Their reasoning was simple, yet profound. They believed they could practice medicine anywhere in the world, but her entertainment career was building now, a unique window of opportunity that needed their full, immediate backing. That's a huge testament to their dedication and belief in her unique destiny.
It truly is a testament to unwavering parental devotion. However, despite this immense foundation of support, her entry into Bollywood was still marked by significant personal challenges, including a cosmetic surgery mishap that quickly led to intense public criticism and a painful new label.
Ah, yes, this part was tough to read.
She describes a supposedly simple polyp removal procedure that unexpectedly led to a changed appearance, and the media, unforgivingly, quickly labeled her Plastic Chopra.
That must have been utterly devastating for a young woman whose career was so intertwined with her appearance and public image. She describes feeling profoundly devalued and unseen, believing her career seemed over before it had even really started.
Yeah.
She felt as if a doorway to paradise had been opened and then slammed in my face. It's an incredibly raw and honest account of a very public personal trauma.
Despite this incredibly public setback and the emotional fallout, Anil Sharma, the director of The Hero, which was the third Hindi movie she signed, made a crucial decision. He chose to keep her in the film, although he adjusted her role to a supporting one.
That must have meant a lot.
She profoundly states, "This decision allowed me to regain some of the confidence that had been ebbing away." She also learned a powerful lesson from her co-actor Vijay during this period. His deep humility and remarkable generosity with fans taking photos for an astonishing 1.5 hours after a grueling 15-hour shoot day left a lasting impression.
Wow, an hour and a half.
Profoundly influencing her own fan interactions years later, even on the set of Quantico, outside the iconic New York Public Library. It was a masterclass in professional grace.
She certainly needed that boost to her confidence and those early lessons in professionalism, because her initial lack of experience also led to some pivotal, tough-love learning moments early on.
Like what?
She vividly recalls a dance scene in Cape Town with Akshay Kumar where the director wanted her to perform a specific spin through flowers, but she simply couldn't execute it. She was sent home not just to learn the choreography, but fundamentally, as the director put it, to dance.
Ouch. Sent home to learn to dance? That's harsh, but maybe effective?
Seems like it was.
This was indeed tough love, but it yielded significant and lasting results, deeply embedding itself into her professional ethos. Her choreographer, Raju Khan, later famously told her, "I don't know what you did, but now you're a dancer."
Huh. High praise from the choreographer then.
This particular episode was a critical piece in forming her professional foundation. It taught her the difference between being an amateur and a professional and how essential it is to be prepared. Since that pivotal moment, she has always prepped assiduously, a disciplined mindset that Raju Khan, who subsequently became a dear friend and mentor, instilled in her for success not just in acting, but in any demanding profession.
Preparation is key.
It's about more than talent. It's about preparation.
What a profound and enduring lesson to learn so early in her career. But despite her growing professionalism and dedication, she also had to navigate a largely patriarchal and often challenging industry.
Bollywood at the time.
Yeah, she gives a stark example of a male co-actor who would routinely arrive at 4:30 p.m. for a 9:00 a.m. call time, keeping the entire cast and crew waiting for hours.
Hours.
And this behavior was, as she notes, simply accepted as the norm.
Unbelievable. Her mother, once again, offered incredibly pragmatic and stoic advice in response to this particular frustration. How they use your time is up to them.
Focus on what you can control.
Exactly. The focus, her mother insisted, should remain squarely on Priyanka's commitment and professionalism, not on the lack thereof from others. This allowed her to maintain her integrity and dedication amidst industry-wide imbalances.
Smart.
However, she also faced more egregious instances of outright objectification. She recalls a producer who explicitly saw her as a sexual object rather than someone capable of embodying complex character strengths and flaws. The director on that same project even callously told her, "Girls are interchangeable," and heartlessly added, "Some other girl will come along and grab it," fundamentally devaluing her worth as an artist.
That's just horrible. And thankfully, she didn't stand for it. She trusted her intuition and decisively exited the project, realizing she profoundly wanted to be respected for what she brought to the table beyond just her physical appearance.
Good for her.
This shows her early assertiveness and commitment to her own values. She also experienced blatant favoritism, being unfairly removed from a film because the lead actor wanted the role for his own girlfriend.
Oh, come on.
She describes this kind of behavior as being normalized in the industry at the time, and it still makes me shudder that she didn't raise her voice then. It's a powerful reflection on her evolution.
This indeed reflects her significant growth and the development of her own agency. She made a conscious decision to stick it out, putting her head down, focusing on her craft, and actively blocking out the negativity and unfairness. She realized, crucially, that the actions of a few don't always reflect the behavior of the whole industry.
Good perspective to have.
This resilience, this ability to discern and persist, was absolutely crucial for her survival and eventual thriving in such a challenging environment. After these setbacks and struggling to get cast in the big commercial blockbusters that were then dominated by male leads, she made a pivotal, career-defining decision to pivot to choosing challenging, merit-based roles that pushed her artistic boundaries.
This was her fashion gamble. In 2007, she signed on for Fashion, a drama directed by Madhur Bhandarkar, where she took on the complex role of a character who journeys from ultimate destruction to ultimate resurrection.
Bold move.
It was a bold choice, a female-centric narrative in an industry that often overlooked them.
And it paid off immensely, not just for her, but for the entire industry. She won her first National Film Award for Best Actress for her performance, a tremendous artistic validation.
Fantastic.
Furthermore, the film performed exceptionally well at the box office, unequivocally proving that female-led movies were commercially viable and could carry a narrative, challenging a long-held industry belief.
That's huge for the industry.
This was a significant moment for the industry, disrupting the status quo and opening doors for more diverse storytelling. Following that groundbreaking success, she courageously continued to take on diverse and challenging roles.
Right, like Seven Kunma for Barfi.
Exactly. Portraying characters like the woman who kept killing her husbands in Seven Kun Maaf, an autistic woman in Barfi, the inspiring Olympic boxer in the biopic Mary Kom, and a powerful Marathi queen in Bajiro Mastani.
Quite a range. She describes this deliberate choice of roles as continuously adding acting tools to her toolbox, constantly understanding how to breathe life into the words on the page, and precisely recognizing her strengths and areas for development.
That's dedication to the craft.
It's a testament to her unwavering dedication to her craft, demonstrating that her focus was on artistic growth and impact, not just chasing commercial blockbusters.
And this commitment to integrity extends far beyond her craft, profoundly influencing her personal values and public stances. This is powerfully demonstrated by her courageous decision to stand against the status quo regarding the lucrative skin lightening industry.
Ah, yes, this was a really important stand.
She consciously refused multiple, incredibly lucrative endorsement deals for these products, despite immense societal norms and commercial pressure.
This is such an important and impactful point in her memoir. She explains the deeply entrenched context, that in Asia, and particularly in India, skincare brands aggressively promoted whiter skin, a practice drilled into Indian culture for centuries and a destructive social norm.
Destructive is the right word.
Her own painful personal history, having been called Kylie as a child, and even trying homemade fairness creams at 13, made this a deeply personal and resonant issue for her.
Her conscious choice to decline those numerous lucrative contracts was a powerful ethical statement that resonated deeply throughout the industry and with her audience. She genuinely felt it would be a disservice to my entire existence to promote such products, given her own experiences and the problematic societal message they perpetuated.
Good for her, using her platform.
This highlights her profound commitment to challenging harmful beauty standards and leveraging her influential platform responsibly, using her own lived experience to advocate for a more inclusive and healthy self-image. It's a moment where her personal values unequivocally trumped commercial gain.
And what a powerful impact she's had, not just in India, but globally. Her ambition certainly stretched beyond Bollywood, leading her to bravely pursue a music career and eventually, triumphantly, Hollywood.
The global leap.
This quest for a truly global career began with a music venture, partnering with legendary music executive Jimmy Iovine and her astute manager, Anjula Acharya. The audacious idea was to explicitly take an Indian star to America on the global music stage.
Big ambition. However, this path despite her immense success in India, was not without its very steep challenges. She admits she slammed into a wall, encountering significant resistance and the humbling experience of having to completely reintroduce herself to the U.S. media.
Really? Even after her Bollywood fame?
Apparently so. Magazines she'd graced covers of in India often had no idea who she was in America, a stark reminder of how distinct entertainment industries can be. She ultimately moved on from her music career, acknowledging the immense effort and investment made by others, a pragmatic decision despite the personal dreams attached to it.
Knowing when to pivot.
It reflects how even established success in one domain doesn't guarantee a smooth transition to another, highlighting the constant need for persistence, adaptation, and knowing when to pivot.
But then came the transformative Quantico opportunity. It began as a talent deal with ABC, meaning a rigorous pilot season of auditions with absolutely no guarantee of casting.
High pressure.
Kayla Lee, a visionary casting executive at ABC, had this unwavering conviction about the power of American television and Priyanka's untapped potential to bridge cultural divides.
And she was right. Getting the leading role of Alex Parrish was nothing short of a historic impact. Priyanka became the first South Asian to play the lead in a major network show in the U.S.
Huge milestone.
While it brought a huge sense of achievement and pride, she also felt immense, almost crushing pressure not to step back for South Asian actors in general. This burden, largely self-imposed, was enormous, reflecting the profound weight of representation she carried on her shoulders, knowing her success or failure could impact opportunities for an entire demographic.
Well, that's a lot to carry. And it wasn't just a cultural shift. She had to fundamentally adapt her acting style, too. She notes that in Indian films, acting is typically bold and forthright and energetic, often characterized by large, expressive gestures.
Right, more externalized.
Reflecting the naturally animated nature of Indian communication. In Hollywood, the style is much subtler, more internalized. She candidly admits, "It took me a while to understand that nuanced difference."
That's a truly fascinating insight into the technical aspects of acting across different cultural cinematic traditions, and a testament to her commitment to mastering her craft. This deep adaptation demonstrates her remarkable versatility and unwavering commitment to mastering her craft in entirely new environments. Building on this global platform, she's increasingly leveraged her prominent position to actively create more opportunities, especially for South Asian voices and stories, by consciously taking on the producer's hat.
Exactly. She strategically lobbied to executive produce and appear in The White Tiger, for instance, a film that garnered critical acclaim and an Oscar nomination.
Great film.
She's also consciously and actively collaborated with South Asian actors and writers in America to create more opportunities not just for herself, but for a wider pool of talent in an industry that still needs greater representation.
Her production company, Purple Pebble Pictures, founded with her incredibly astute mother handling the business side, initially focused on amplifying regional Indian stories that might not otherwise see the light of day.
That's fantastic.
Now it's expanding ambitiously to the U.S. with major deals, including projects with Netflix, Universal Pictures, with the talented Mindy Kaling, and an Amazon First Look deal for global content in multiple languages.
Wow, building an empire.
Her stated vision, and this is truly powerful, is to build a larger table rather than building a higher fence in the entertainment industry, a compelling metaphor for true inclusivity and expansion that benefits everyone.
That's a truly inspiring and transformative vision, changing the landscape from within. But life in the global spotlight inevitably brings intense scrutiny and often unavoidable controversies, forcing her to learn, often publicly, how to respond to criticism and navigate public opinion.
Oh yeah, the scrutiny must be intense.
Do you remember the furor over her dress when she met Prime Minister Modi during her Baywatch promotional tour? People were outraged by her exposed legs and what they perceived as an arrogant crossed posture.
I do remember that. So much fuss.
She says it was one of the first times she found herself truly becoming global news.
Yes, and then there was the rather absurd armpit jate, where a magazine cover featuring her with an allegedly airbrushed armpit led to viral mockery and widespread online debate about unrealistic beauty standards.
Armpit gate. Only on the internet.
Her response to that was classic, hysterically laughing. She immediately took a pic of her own natural armpits and posted it with the memorable hashtag #WillTheRealArmpitPleaseStandUp.
Perfect response. Brilliant.
It brilliantly showcased her ability to use humor and authenticity to diffuse negativity and challenge superficial criticism.
Not all controversies were so lighthearted, though, and some had very real, frightening repercussions. During the third season of Quantico, an episode depicting Hindu extremist terrorists attempting to blow up Manhattan led to a terrifying backlash.
Oh, I remember hearing about that. That got scary.
She received death threats, effigies of her were burned outside her home, and she even needed police security. ABC, the network, had to issue an apology. Then, her own apology led to further condemnation for pandering to one side or the other.
Caught in the crossfire.
She summed up the impossible tightrope she walked perfectly. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
This deeply disturbing and quite dangerous experience fundamentally changed her relationship with the internet and public discourse. She now consciously picks her battles, apologizing genuinely if she's done something out of ignorance or wrong, but finding it futile to engage with blind rage that lacks factual basis.
Smart protective boundary.
She takes very seriously her unique position, with a career spanning two polar opposite countries and cultures, and consistently aims to find common ground and foster understanding. This mature, responsible approach to her platform is a direct result of these incredibly challenging public experiences.
This period of intense public scrutiny also tragically coincided with a profoundly personal struggle. Her beloved father's illness and eventual heartbreaking death.
Oh gosh, that's devastating timing.
It impacted her deeply, plunging her into a long, pervasive period of sadness and initiating a conscious, arduous journey toward healing. Her father was diagnosed with cholangiocarcinoma, a rare and aggressive form of liver cancer.
What's truly heartbreaking to read is that a supposedly simple initial surgery went tragically wrong, and the Indian surgeon, alarmingly, was unwilling to acknowledge his mistake, leading to her father's rapid and devastating decline.
That's infuriating and tragic.
During this desperate time, her mother's brother, Vimal Mamu, an anesthesiologist at Beth Israel Deaconess in Boston, and his friend, Dr. Mark Callery, a chief of general surgery there, were absolutely instrumental in guiding her family through this medical crisis, offering hope and expertise.
Thank goodness for family connections.
Priyanka herself, in a moment of incredible courage, intervened directly. She confronted the Indian surgeon at 6 a.m., threatening to go public with his negligence if he didn't immediately sign off on her father's flight to Boston for treatment. She recalls, "He threw the paperwork in my face, but she stood her ground and got what was needed." Fierce. But she got the sign-off, and remarkably, Bollywood actor Hrithik Roshan even helped facilitate her father's immediate flight to London and then on to Boston, showcasing the unexpected support systems that emerge in crisis.
That's amazing. Friends stepping up.
Her father, once the eternal life of the party, tragically wasted away to skin and bones, spending 6 grueling weeks in the ICU and 6 agonizing months in the hospital with nurses whom she affectionately described as better than angels for their compassionate care.
Just heartbreaking.
His last public appearance, a moment of incredible strength and will, was at the Toifa Awards with Priyanka just 2 months before his death. He visibly willed himself to hang on, to be there.
In a poignant moment, she publicly thanked him for teaching me to take chances and to stand up for what I believe in, for truth. His passing, 2 months later, plunged her into a deep, pervasive grief process.
Of course. While the film industry showed incredible support at his cremation and Chautha, a Hindu mourning ritual which temporarily pierced the walls she'd put up against her grief, she admits her family grieved in separate silos, each trying desperately to be strong for one another.
That's common, isn't it? Trying to be strong for others. She even found a unique form of therapy in her work, using the sheer physicality of her role in Mary Kom days after his death, pouring her grief into the intense training.
Work as an outlet, yeah.
But she honestly admits that despite outward appearances, this period led to a 2-year slump for her, a never-ending slump alongside a sadness where she felt herself tanking emotionally.
So brave of her to admit that.
It's incredibly brave to share that vulnerability, especially when many only see the glamorous public persona.
This is a powerful, deeply human part of her story, the raw honesty about burying her grief and feeling emotionally devastated, even while her career seemingly thrived externally. It highlights how societal expectations often push us to be strong or move on, but true healing requires acknowledging and processing that pain no matter how long it takes.
Absolutely.
The turning point, she pinpoints, came on New Year's Eve 2017, heading into January 1st, 2018. It wasn't a sudden epiphany, but a conscious, deliberate decision. She decided to choose myself, focusing on blessings, treating herself with kindness, and actively re-engaging with life by literally forcing herself out of her apartment, changing small routines, and not sinking into the couch.
Choosing herself, I like that.
It was a profound and deliberate journey of healing and self-care, a choice to reclaim her well-being.
That conscious choice to choose myself also profoundly influenced her approach to romantic relationships. She realized her old pattern was giving everything of herself to keep bonds intact, often to a fault,
Ah, the pattern recognition.
leading to a situation where her professionalism even disappeared and issues of control and imbalance would arise.
What's truly fascinating is that after over a decade of back-to-back relationships, she consciously chose a period of time alone, hitting the pause button hard on romance.
Taking a break. That takes discipline.
Totally. Initially, it felt impossible to conceive of being without a partner, but this intentional solitude allowed her to gain invaluable perspective and reach a crucial self-realization. She couldn't control others or their actions, only herself. She concluded, if I'm solid in myself, happy in myself, confident in myself, well, that's what I can bring to the table. This newfound self-possession was, she understood, the absolutely essential first step toward a healthy relationship, a relationship of partners who give and take equally.
Wise words. It's a powerful lesson in self-worth preceding partnership. And then, when she was truly ready, came the serendipitous love story with Nick Jonas.
Nick and Priyanka.
Their initial contact was a text in 2015, and he even invited her to Obama's farewell party, which she couldn't make. They properly met at the Met Gala in 2017, where their chemistry was undeniable.
The Met Gala. Iconic.
He was persistent, but she admits she was initially reluctant due to their significant age difference. He was 25, she was 35, and her assumption about his family goals, given his younger age.
The age gap concern, right?
She even gave him what she calls a platonic hug that night, trying to keep things at arm's length.
The platonic hug defense. The deeper connection, however, genuinely formed through their shared values, particularly in advocacy. His heartfelt response to her UNICEF Bangladesh photos, finding her work with children moving and inspiring, truly touched her and showcased a maturity beyond his years.
That's lovely. Shared values are key.
Their dating began with a memorable Beauty and the Beast date, and it was during this time she learned about his type 1 diabetes and his impressive discipline in managing his health, a testament to his strength and self-awareness.
When he first visited India, she admits she worried about him being alone while she worked, unsure how he'd navigate the vibrant chaos of Mumbai.
Understandable worry.
But he calmly reassured her, with a composure that clearly impressed her. Don't worry, babe. Just do your thing and I'll take care of myself. His observation of Mumbai saying, it feels like a concert has just let out at every single moment, showed how quickly and intuitively he connected with her world and its unique energy.
That's a great description of Mumbai. His engagement planning, a thoughtful and grand gesture involving his brothers at Tiffany's, closing the store for privacy, speaks volumes about his character, his romantic inclinations, and his family values.
Closing Tiffany's. Yeah. Okay, Nick.
Their rapid decision to marry, encapsulated by the timeless phrase, when you know, underscores the deep, almost instantaneous commitment and certainty they felt for each other. Their wedding itself was a truly spectacular and deeply symbolic fusion of cultures, a testament to their blended lives.
It sounds absolutely spectacular, a true celebration of their unique union. The Roka ceremony, a formal North Indian ritual for family approval and blessing of the union, included Nick's parents, a beautiful gesture of inclusion.
Bringing families together.
The Sangeet, a pre-wedding musical celebration, was described like Coachella, complete with a stage, professional lighting, elaborate costumes, and a fun family competition for a champion's trophy. Clearly a joyous and unforgettable event.
A Sangeet like Coachella. Wow. The wedding ceremony itself beautifully blended traditions, embodying their unique partnership. Priyanka's mom walked her down the aisle, a powerful moment, especially given initial cultural reservations her mom had, who initially said, I'm a woman. I'm not allowed to perform that role.
Interesting.
Priyanka's modern, empowering reply, it's 2018, whatever we want is allowed at our wedding, highlights their progressive approach to tradition. She did, however, deeply miss her father's physical presence, a poignant absence on such a monumental day.
Of course. That must have been bittersweet. And Nick's Bharat, his groom's procession, was a sight to behold. She had a clever stealth observation plan from a balcony, seeing him ride in on horseback, looking, as she describes, every inch a prince.
Love the stealth plan.
For the Kanyadian, the traditional giving away of the bride, her maternal uncle, Vimal Mamu, stepped in, a deeply symbolic choice that honored his steadfast support during her U.S. upbringing and his crucial role during her father's illness. It brought her entire journey full circle.
Beautiful symbolism. The symbolism woven into their wedding was incredibly rich, from Ralph Lauren's unexpected role, evolving from their Met Gala encounter, to him designing their exquisite wedding attire.
We have Lauren, full circle from the Met Gala.
To their sisters-in-law enthusiastically embracing Indian rituals like the haldi ceremony where turmeric paste is applied for good luck. It all speaks to a harmonious, joyful blend of Eastern and Western influences, celebrating their unique union and setting a powerful precedent for cross-cultural relationships.
That brings us beautifully to her expansive and deeply personal vision for the future, which she articulates using the evocative metaphor of an inner house.
The inner house, yeah. I like this part.
It's a beautifully structured vision that reflects her multifaceted life and her deliberate, thoughtful approach to continuous personal and professional growth. This metaphor allows her to organize and conceptualize her myriad aspirations.
She envisions various distinct rooms within this inner house, each representing a vital aspect of her life. The entertainment room is dedicated to her craft, learning new skills, continually pushing boundaries, and embodies her personal mantra, #can't stop, won't stop. The business endeavors room represents Purple Pebble Pictures, her production company founded with her incredibly sharp mother handling the business side. Her goal is for it to eventually stand on its own feet without her necessarily having to star in every project.
Smart long-term thinking.
Her focus is on regional Indian stories, like her Nani's poignant Kerala story, and boldly expanding into global content with major deals with Netflix, Universal, collaborating with Mindy Kaling, and an Amazon First Look deal for multi-language global content. Her vision, as she passionately states, is to build a larger table rather than building a higher fence in the industry.
Building a larger table. Love that.
A powerful call for greater inclusivity.
Then there's the incredibly important advocacy room, where she sees herself as a permanent foot soldier for change in her role as a UNICEF Global Ambassador. She shares profoundly moving stories of girls she's met, like Sierra, a courageous child marriage activist, and Sunita, who passionately sought education amidst severe family illness.
Using her platform for good.
She tirelessly emphasizes the critical importance of education and direct investment in girls and women globally. She's witnessed heartbreaking poverty, but consistently finds immense hope and resilience in the children she encounters, seeing them as the future.
The expansive family room is reserved for her large, blended, extended family, encompassing both the Chopras and the Jonases, and, crucially, her future intimate family. She envisions it as a spacious room that harmoniously blends Eastern and Western influences. A mandir, a Hindu prayer altar, sitting comfortably next to a grand piano.
The blend again.
Business spreadsheets coexisting with golf clubs and film scripts. It's a space that feels slightly mussed and lived in, warmly filled with books and toys, awaiting the laughter of children.
And finally, there's the intimate room reserved just for Nick and her. A smaller, quieter, sacred space for quiet reflection, sharing hopes and dreams and finding stillness together amidst their whirlwind lives.
Need that quiet space.
And connecting all these diverse rooms is the garden, a beautiful, symbolic representation of their life together. It's filled with the loud, joyful excitement of their beloved pets. Diana, their cherished Chihuahua, Gino, their energetic German Shepherd, and Panda, their Australian Shepherd Husky rescue pup.
With the furry family.
It's also filled, in her vision, with the laughter of future children and the promise of growth, symbolized by the planting of a majestic Gulmohar tree, also known as the Royal Poinciana, or a flame of the forest, a symbol of beauty and resilience. It's a truly holistic, deeply considered, and deliberate vision for her life.
This meticulously crafted vision of her future underscores her deliberate approach to growth, thoughtfully incorporating all facets of her evolving identity and ambitious aspirations. And what a perfect, poignant way to conclude her memoir and our deep dive into this compelling read, with a final, provocative thought for us all, rooted in a very simple yet profound childhood anecdote.
Yes, the nameplate story. When Priyanka was just a very young girl, not much more than a toddler, she noticed her parents' nameplate on their home, which read, Dr. Ashok Chopra, MBBS, MSW, Captain Madhu Chopra, MBBS, Doral. And with the innocent curiosity of a child, she asked them, why isn't my name on the nameplate too? Don't I live in this house? Her father, without missing a beat, asked her, so what would your name read? And she replied with absolute confidence, Priyanka Mimi Chopra, upper kindergarten.
Upper KG. Love it.
And they did it. They actually added it to the family nameplate. Miss Priyanka Mimi Chopra, upper KG.
That's amazing. This simple, beautiful story is a perfect early example of how her parents, through such a small yet significant gesture, instilled in her a profound sense of individuality, personal rights, and a deep inherent sense of belonging from a very young age.
Hmm.
This foundational belief that her voice mattered even as a tiny child, that she had a right to occupy her space and be recognized, is central to her entire life's philosophy and her relentless drive to advocate for others to find their voice.
So what does this remarkable journey, this unfinished story, mean for you, our listener? Priyanka herself believes that when we take the time to find our voice, and when we use it in conjunction with the circumstances that allow us to flourish, we help pave the way for those who travel alongside us and those who come after us too.
Paving the way.
It's about more than just personal success. It's about collective upliftment, about clearing a path for others simply by living authentically.
Our final thought for you to consider as you reflect on Priyanka's incredible journey is this. How does her unfinished story, a narrative that so beautifully celebrates the blend of Eastern tradition and Western ambition, navigating public trials, and finding profound personal resilience, challenge you to embrace your own complexities?
Good question.
How can your unique journey, your own personal cultural mashup of experiences, influences, and aspirations, inspire you to find your authentic voice, and in doing so, create pathways and opportunities for others? What nameplate will you create for your own life, recognizing your inherent worth and unique contributions? And who will you inspire along the way by simply being truly, unequivocally yourself?
That brings us to the end of this deep dive into Unfinished. We hope you've gained some valuable insights and a deeper understanding of Priyanka Chopra Jonas's remarkable journey, finding inspiration in her resilience, her drive, and her dedication to making a difference.
Definitely inspiring.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Daily Review. We truly appreciate you joining us for your daily dose of literary exploration. Your support means the world to us and helps us continue to share these amazing books with you. If you're enjoying what you hear, please consider taking a moment to subscribe, rate, like, and comment on any of the platforms you're listening from. This really helps support our channel and allows us to get better and bring you even more great content.
Please do. It really helps.
If today's review sparked your interest and you're ready to dive into a copy of the book, please consider using the link in our description to make your purchase. Not only does it make it easy for you to get your hands on the book, but it also directly supports our channel and the author, allowing us to keep bringing you more great content. Thanks again for being a part of the Daily Review community.